Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la.
Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la.
Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la.
Tonight. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la.
Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, welcome back. Mercato starts again because you know it, the winter Mercato sessions in Italy opens again officially on the 2nd of January and we are there at the doors. We are just waiting for the doors to be open, but that doesn't mean that behind the doors, behind closed doors at the moment, we cannot work. And this is what Cristiano Giuntoli is doing at the moment. You know, where is it here? Cristiano is working, Cristiano is cooking, and let's see what he will cook, Cristiano Giuntoli. Hope you're doing all well, my friends. Today we have a big planning, because today we focus on Mercato only, not like Rob is saying Monza must win, which is always a nice one, but today we don't focus about Serie A, we don't focus too much about Coppa Italia, about Champions League, about Supercoppa, about Club World Cup. No, today we speak about Mercato. Today we speak about Mercato because I promised it. I will tell you a backstage story while waiting for the live to start. I didn't want to prepare it yet. I fell asleep on my sofa. I fell asleep for nearly 4 hours. And I woke up, I was like, no, I promised that I would go live. I totally forgot. What now? What time is it? That's the first thing that came in mind. What time is it? And I saw that I was really on time to put it here. So it will not as spectacular as I was thinking, but that doesn't mean because I slept or I didn't sleep that I don't have the information. So I have all the information here, so it will be a kind of Q&A about big news, like for example, the one that you're probably all asking yourself for, this one. Il nostro amico Sandro Tonali, Juve, idea Tonali, Juventus, idea Tonali. If you want to see also that small title, because that's actually the annoying thing for the most Juventini, when they see here that it's written, to sign him, Giuntoli could even sacrifice Fagioli and Yildiz. Pay attention because the name of Skriniar is back. Speaking about Tonali, today he played in a Cacao Cup and he scored 2 goals. 1 year and a half after scoring his last goal today, probably knowing that he finished on the papers in Italy. He scored not only 1 but 2 goals in that victory over Brentford. 3-1 scorers. Tonali at the 9th minute and Tonali at the 43rd minute for that 1-0-2-0 before the rest. Tonali, lovely player, says Spekaxi. So let's go. First of all, of course, like always, because that's the most important thing, to say thank you, to say thank you to you, to say hello to you, like Zalino, that was the first one. Fantastic, Beppe. Ciao, Raz, Mercato is crazy, and is crazy. Ciao, Sebastian, late, light, live. What's happening? No, maybe Sebastian, he doesn't know that usually we are, except of the post-game live, we go 2-3 times live a week. This is standard normally on the channel, except when you have nothing to say, then we don't speak. It's a really old quote. If you have nothing to say, shut up. That's what we do. But when we have things to say, then we speak about it. Ciao Mlaggio, ciao Zlatko, ciao Juvepels, ciao An7, ciao Frick that bitch tone, ciao Mlaggio again. If Tonali in means Yildiz out, it's a big no. That's the big controversial part. I have news about Yildiz. I try to inform myself about the possibilities for him to leave. I have them for now in January, but also for the summer, so pay attention for that. I also have the names of Hancko, the names of Fagioli, the names of Dusan Vlahovic on my list. I need to add Vlahovic because I have it in mind, but not on my paper. Dusan Vlahovic, important update that a lot of people were asking. I also have the name of Paolo Dybala, Thiago Motta, Paris Saint-Germain, Antonio Silva, and much more, like, for example, Zirkzee. So mega updates, my friend, mega updates. Mercato is crazy tonight for Shiraz. Cristiano is speaking with Zlatko, and that's something that makes me extremely happy when you're speaking to each other. Ciao Neven, ciao Dan Simon, ciao Stavros. Ciao a tutti, ciao a tutti. Mamma mia, I'm happy. I'm happy because these are the lives that we love, with a lot of fun, of course, when we can speak about Mercato, because in Mercato everything is possible, and also it goes to tickle the dreams that we, all of us, have. And how many of us are dreaming on the GJustjuve channel? Well, I tell you immediately, 35,042 Juventini of the world that are dreaming about a January market that can do something. The first question I want to ask before going to all the names and all the details is, do you still believe in the Mercato? I mean, not the voices, the rumors, but do you think that it makes sense, Mercato? Because Mercato, you can see it in a few different ways. A Mercato because you are first and you want to demolish the league. A Mercato because you are last and you need to save yourself. A Mercato because you are not first, but you have the possibility to be first. A Mercato that is helping you because you're still having dreams to achieve. A Mercato that is actually done now, but in perspective, in the future. What is a bit your feeling with this Mercato? That is always super important to speak about the first expectations of the Juventini, because of course, if you tell me, Beppe, I wish that Cristiano Giuntoli will do a transfer market so that we can go with wins in a row, and we beat everyone and we are unbeaten with the Champions League. I tell you that maybe your ideas are a bit unrealistic. Maybe. If you tell me, Beppe, I have other expectations, we can speak about it. So let's see. Juvepels is saying, Dobbs, I want a top level Giuntolata. But that's not really the question. I understand that your feedback is good, but that's not really the question. What you expect from Giuntoli, what you expect from this Mercato, what is it for? What are we doing it for? Like, for example, Shiraz is going a bit more into the direction of answering the question, telling me, unfortunately, we need this Mercato. You see, this is already more into the question that I asked. Unfortunately, because of the injuries, because of the spot in our ranking, even if it's not really complete, I need to understand. But if we couple everything, yeah, unfortunately, we need this Mercato, which was not the plan of Cristiano Giuntoli. I already tell you, we didn't want to be in a situation where at today, on the 18th of December, we needed this Mercato. And honestly, we need it for multiple reasons, but we need it. Panic buys that make no sense. This is the result then you think, Calogero. Why let Pogba leave if Juve is searching for a midfielder? We can tackle that question immediately, because I know that it's still a question that is that I still read online a few times. I was thinking that people would have understood it easily, digest it easily. You know it. You're speaking about a huge big fan of Paul Pogba, but Paul Pogba was on a minimum salary after the doping case, where from 4 years he was able to reduce it to 18 months, if I'm not wrong. Pogba could have started to train with the team again in January and playing games in the month of March. March would have been exactly 3 years since he played the last full 90 minutes. So how much I love Paul Pogba, how much joy he brought to me, how much I believed in him. We are speaking about a Juventus that is, in your case, putting all their hopes in the month of March, where in March everything happened yet. You already know if you will be still there competing for the title, for qualification to Champions League, if it's already over, if you are still active in Champions League, if you're still active in Coppa Italia. So it's a player that unfortunately would have been unnecessary if things are going bad. Could have been the cherry on the cake if things were going extremely well until that point. You know that at the moment, like Sir Raz is saying, unfortunately, we need a Mercato because things are not going as we planned, especially not in Serie A, even if we come from a 4-0. And a Paul Pogba that you still don't know physically how much he will be able to play, how long he will be able to play. And nevertheless, and that's maybe the less important for Juventini fans, but probably the most important for Juventus management, it's a player that from the moment that you decide to give him again playing time, will pro rata go again to his 10 million euro net, 10 million euro net, which 10 million euro, of course, will not receive it for the entire 23-24, so for March, May, June, because there is that World Cup for club. And a player that sees himself receiving chances by Juve will do everything to be there also in season 25-26 without promising that it will work. So it's a player that will not leave. And that means that you have a 10 million euro net on your books again, also for next year. So all in all, ragazzi, give up. I think that it was a good question. It was a really good question. It was a really good question, but I hope that this makes totally sense now. I hope so. Please, don't spam, otherwise I will not read you. I will not read you. Ciao Vasiliakos, ciao grande. Ciao grande. January Mercato, necessity and anticipation. What about Dusan Beppe? Dusan decision, because it's written in the title, Dusan decision will influence the transfer market of January a lot. I never believed in Cristiano Giuntoli in the month of December and in the month of May. These are the 2 months where I don't believe in a sporting director, because it makes totally sense. Huh? You don't believe a sporting director because you know that he will not open his cards and let you show what he will do. So the sporting directors, I believe in them 10 months on 12. And 2 months on 12, I don't believe in them anymore. Even during the Mercato, I don't believe them. So we can even add more months. Actually, I never believe sporting directors, to be totally honest. Except when they are speaking about sporting targets in the beginning of the season. When they are going with, with that introduction, that season introduction discussion, or maybe mid-season. But except of that, I don't trust them that much. But Dusan Vlahovic, I believe that Cristiano Giuntoli said a few weeks ago, a truth. He didn't lie about one thing in particular, and I will tell you what. So guys, now that we did that beautiful intro, that we spoke even about Pogba, that means that we are already really running. What do you want to start with? Do you want to start about Dusan Vlahovic? We can start with Dusan Vlahovic. It's a beautiful one. Look, reading today and listening to the words of Cristiano Giuntoli, he said something super important. He said, the recap. That's a beautiful. By the way, it's a really beautiful intro because he speaks about Calcio Mercato. He says, our priority in the January market is the defense. We start with one player, then we will see. Yes, I greeted and I spoke with Jorge Mendes, to the Golden Boy, but we didn't speak about Antonio Silva. In January, all the clubs are showing their cards only at the end of the Calcio Mercato. That would be, according to me, extremely late. What about, and here we start, about Dusan Vlahovic, what about the renewal of Dusan Vlahovic, where Cristiano Giuntoli answers, The relationship with the kid, because he's a kid, and his entourage, his agent, are exceptional. We will meet each other after the January transfer market. We have all the time in the world to fix things and to go together forward in the best possible way. And then he spoke about the team. Pay attention, because he says a few things that are extremely important here. Extremely important here. Let alone the defense. Well, he's confirming again that the priority is the defense. But when he says about Dusan, we have an excellent relationship with him and with his agent, and we will see each other after the transfer market. What does that mean? And I believe him. He's telling you straight in your face, if you use Google Translator, Reverso, whatever app you want to use to understand the words of Cristiano, he's telling you, we didn't find an agreement yet. That's the first thing that he's telling you. The voices of sitting down, at least, because first they were speaking about having an agreement already in the beginning of the year. He would have been the priority after the August transfer market would have been closed. Finding an agreement or becoming a priority, Dusan Vlahovic, to actually seal a new deal in the month of December. We know that this didn't happen. The voices also that were a bit pushed back of let's sit together in the month of December and let's try to close it are not happening. So the beautiful words of Cristiano Giuntoli, the first part, are telling us Juventus already tried, but they didn't find an agreement with Dusan Vlahovic. Because Federico Gatti will probably see his contract extended before 2025. Perin did. We are speaking about Weston McKennie. Kenan Yildiz, we found an agreement with him. There were some extensions lately in the beginning of the year. I don't remember all of them by heart, but Vlahovic, we didn't. And here, Cristiano is telling us we didn't find an agreement yet. That's the negative thing of it, if you want, in whatever way. Then the good thing is, I believe, that is saying we will meet each other after the transfer market. So the second thing that is telling you straight in your face is, guys, Dusan Vlahovic is staying with us 100% sure until the end of the season. He is not on the transfer market. We will not sell him. Dusan Vlahovic stays with us because we will speak with him at closed transfer market. That's what he's telling us. Then he says, we have a fantastic relationship. We will see with each other to find the best possible way to continue. Continue together, continue in separate ways, continue, I don't know. But he's saying we have time because we don't have 6 months contract. We have 18-month contracts. This is at the moment still, for 6 months, still a strength of the club. After the 6 months, if we don't find an agreement with Dusan Vlahovic, it will be the weakness of the club and the strength of the player. Because with 1 more year contract, you know that the players, the clubs, the agent, they start to be extremely strong. So, if you want to know, I got to see. He says 2 things. We didn't find an agreement with Dusan Vlahovic, but he's not on the market of January. Which also means we will not go for a top priority number 9 in the month of January. So I already started this video of Calcio Mercato live with telling you, forget about Jonathan David, that was already impossible, and if you follow the channel you already know why, and that's uno. Forget about Kjaer, forget about whatever top earning and top valued player that is a number 9. Forget about a lot of offensive players that are... Forget about, for example, Kolo Muani, that is a player on the list of Cristiano Giuntoli. I will come back on these news in a second, but first of all, let me say thank you to two fantastic Juventini that we have in the chat. The first one is Juventini Uno, that is here with us as a member and extended again for 29 months. Ciao Beppe, I missed your lives. Forza Juve. Without question, just like that. Just showing affection and support. Thank you, Juventini Uno. Really appreciate it. And then a beautiful donation from Lips. Ticket sales open tomorrow for the Club World Cup group stage, hoping to see Juventus for the first time against Manchester City. Forza Juve. Also him, he can't wait. It's like when you are waiting for the concert tickets and hoping that you are there, etc., etc. So tomorrow, yes, not only the Manchester, maybe only, is it only the Manchester City or is it the first, or all the tickets are going online? I don't know. I didn't check. I knew that tomorrow was a day where Club World Cup would open the ticket sales. I believe that Juventus spoke about it today, but Lips is coming from USA and he can't wait. Mamma mia. And you know what is beautiful, and you know what I'm extremely happy for our people living in USA, is that this time they will not watch their team playing with next-gen players, which is always nice, huh? They will not watch their team that are going there for a friendly with 45 minutes one team, 45 minutes another team, that are not going 100%. No. It's a tournament. It's a big one, so you will see real competition, which is totally different. For the people in USA that already watched a few times Juventus playing there, it's not that party. It's not popcorn and I go for some beers and I go for some hot dogs. We don't care if they score, It's fine. We have time. No. It's real competition. It's serious business there. Huh? There is no breaking time. You want to break 15 minutes between first and second halves. Otherwise, no, you sit on your chair there. None of the games will be in Texas. Aaron, I don't know if further in the competition we'll have it or not. I don't know. I don't know. Beppe, are you going to watch Bruges versus Juve, Charleroi? Why Juve? Charleroi, because we are wearing the same kits. At the moment, I didn't check for tickets yet, so I don't know how to do, guys. Honestly, I don't have the tickets. So, grande Lips. And this was for Dusan Vlahovic. Guys, tell me about Dusan Vlahovic before going to Tonali, before going to all the other names that we need to speak about today. Are you happy about that news? Is that the correct news? Is it something that is giving you actually more optimism? Are you happy? Are you saying, I know? I want to know. I want to know first from you. The words of Cristiano Giuntoli. Are they reassuring? Are you happy? Are you not happy? Super important. Of course, he comes from 4 consecutive games, score. 4 goals in a row. I mean, 4 games with a row, which he never did at Juve. Even if we criticize him, if we are harsh with him, even if he's still missing, because yesterday he missed some goals, he's there and he's scoring. He's scoring. Boom, 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 boom. The goal of yesterday was a total different goal. It was a goal a la Lukaku. I'm not scared to say it. People will throw tomatoes to me, and I accept them. But yesterday was a goal a la Lukaku, which we are also expecting from Dusan. We don't want him to become Lukaku. We don't want him to score only Lukaku goals. But yesterday was a goal a la Lukaku, which is super important. I do love Vlahovic, but he is getting on my nerves lately for Juventini. Emiliano, I'm happy and hopefully he keeps improving. If Dusan talks, ciao Diman, always beautiful messages on the YouTube videos. If Dusan talks starting now, in my opinion, would be unfair because Motta's system took time to adapt. Apply to everyone at the locker room. If Dusan talks starting now, in my opinion, would be unfair. But it's 2 separated things, Demon. it's two different things. One thing is the contract, one thing is the contract extension, is the financial situation, which Thiago Motta has absolutely zero say in, also because it was done even before Cristiano Giuntoli. And then you have a second thing that is the field. Playing, not playing, what kind of thing. Ragazzi, this is their fair, no fair. We're speaking about contract, guys. We're speaking about contract. And here we have Akreppi. I would sell him and get Boniface or someone else. I don't want Dybala, Chiesa situation again. Look, what it smells, guys. What it smells. What it smells is that Juventus will go. I tell you, then I can be wrong. But analyzing with a bit of experience, with a bit of knowledge about Mercato, look, I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried because if Dusan really wanted to stay at all cost, he didn't care, he understood the situation of the club, he would already have find a deal with Juve. At least find a date to sit down with Juve. Okay? Let's not lie about it. That's a reality. He would already have said, okay, I understand my contract was made a long time ago with probably other hopes so far. I still have a lot of margin, but it's true. I'm way out of the new policy of the club. I'm probably also far from what we were expecting from me at the moment for that amount that you invested in me. Let's find a deal. I want to stay here. I have zero intention to leave. And he would already have sit down. Then he can accept, he can refuse. What I believe will be the next steps is, or what already happened, and what will be the next step. What already happened, I really believe that Cristiano Giuntoli went on transfer market. There, he planned 2 days. 1 day alone in his office with transfer market open. What are the players that are interesting? Player 1, player 2, player 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You went on Football Manager. What are the player? Boom. Big list that became shorter. The second day with his entourage, with the men that are working for him. Let's sit together. What are these names? Okay, good. And the third day, he started to call. Kjaer. 80 million. I'm just inventing it. 80 million. Kjaer. Šeško. 65. Player Boniface. January. Impossible. Maybe for June. Okay. Jonathan David. We like him. He's fast. He's ready for a big team. It's a club that we are already monitoring. It's a player that we are already monitoring, that we have in our books, that we know by heart. X, Y, Z, But it's a player that will be 100% free. Zero investment. We can go. I like Jonathan David. Can we already anticipate January? No, it's impossible. It's impossible because it's extra comunitario and you can have only 2 players per season. But then, okay, we are not strong enough. We are not strong enough if accepting Dusan Vlahovic to leave, except, of course, if they come with a crazy out of proportion offer. Okay, this is the logic of Giuntoli. You understand? Ciao, Sasha. You understand the logic of Juve and of Giuntoli? Let's check what is available for January. They cost or too much or it's impossible, or they don't leave the one that we want, or they want to speak about it in the month of June, July, so we have no certainties. The one that we want, for example, that are in the parameters, it's impossible for Laos in Italy, so we have to wait. So that means that if you really want another really number 9, you need to invest. And for that, you need to sell Vlahovic. I tell you, from the inside voices of Mercato, they are telling us that Juventus are already preparing an offer for Dusan, but also received an offer for Dusan, which means that there are some clubs, 2 in particular from Premier League, that want to give some money for Dusan. They want him already in January. One of them is Arsenal. We know it, it's not a secret. Arteta is following him since a lot of years. He really believes in him. He really wanted him since long. But that offer is under the 40 million euro for Dusan. 40 million is an offer that you can accept maybe in the month of July, when you will already have your free striker that is ready. Just saying, Jonathan David, if it works. But you cannot accept in January, because that money will just repay back Dusan Vlahovic without bringing you a lot of plusvalenza, without going with, we have enough money to go for another player, a world class, because you need a good player. If you let him go, you need a world class player. If you add a player like Yildiz, like, I don't know, invent a whatever striker, but second striker, like we spoke about Lorenzo Luca. If you speak about these players, they come in addition to Dusan Vlahovic, but it's more a replacement for Milik. But here we are speaking about Dusan Vlahovic that leaves, you like him or not, look at, boom, 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 score, 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 score. And that's why, and this is why I'm telling you that it's in the best for Juve that Cristiano Giuntoli said, you know what, if there is not an offer of 70 million, he goes nowhere. He stays with us, and we don't even think about it, and we think about it in June, July. Okay? Clear for everyone. Now, Juventus, they will still go with an offer for Dusan Vlahovic, but they want to postpone it as far as possible because they know that the offer is not wow. And I already anticipated you that a few days ago here, 7 million euro net salary, 2 million bonus as a team collective bonus, depending on the objective that we reach, and 1 extra bonus if we win the Scudetto. So if every bonus, which is extremely difficult, is reached, he goes with a salary of 10 million euro, but 7 is fixed. He has at the moment a salary of 12 million euro. It's a lot. I understand that the player can possibly to stay longer, to extend, decrease, but going from 12 potatoes to 7 potatoes, that's a lot, huh? So they know also, Juventus, that that offer will never be accepted by Dusan Vlahovic. Juventus would even be ready to say, okay, you know what, let's go for 8. But they cannot allow much more. And they know that the day that they will offer that contract to the agent, to Vlahovic and so on, he will probably also go out of his... And he will probably also lose a bit of confidence. You never know. With the Dusan, you never know how he will react. You don't know. And that's why the words of Cristiano Giuntoli are good for the people that didn't want him to leave in January, because he will not leave in January because there are no other options. They are a bit bad for the people that thought we want to continue with him for an extremely long term, which I don't see, honestly. This is what I made about Dusan Vlahovic, big one. Hey, Juve fan for everything, that's 5 big potatoes. C'est la patate. 5 potatoes is a lot, huh? Ciao, Andy. There isn't a known replacement with the abilities of Dusan Vlahovic we could buy for less than 80 million. It would be a big risk to sell him at this point, unless you go for a different style of striker. The only exception to change the mind of Cristiano Giuntoli would be if 70 million are brought, boom, from another club to Juve now in the winter. Because then I'm sure that we will have some options that Juventus can go for. That doesn't mean we cash in 70 million and we spend 70 million. Eh? That's not what I said. Because that's not how Mercato works. Because that 70 million is a bit for the defender, a bit for the bank of Juve, a bit for this, a bit to repay Dusan Vlahovic. What can you invest a bit more? But at least you can start speaking. You see? Then possibly you can go for a player like, indeed, Kolo Muani. That is the name, guys, that is there around. Is Kolo Muani a player that is in my top short list of I like them? It's a player that was doing extremely well in Germany. It's a player with qualities. It's a player that can play as a winger, that can play up front. But it's a player that, unfortunately, I believe, I sincerely believe that I have no evidences, of course, of what I'm saying. But I'm really think that Kolo Muani, after that missed penalty in the World Cup, no, it's not a penalty, that missed goal one-on-one against Martinez, Il Dibu, that really, he didn't get over it yet. He didn't get over it yet. And it's tough, huh? You miss a World Cup for a centimeter. You miss becoming a World Cup winner for a few centimeters. Don Simon saying Frankfurt is still celebrating the 90 million for him. Yeah, PSG, they spend so many money on him. Too much. But I really think that that has been really tough for him. Because when he scores, even if he wins or not, he doesn't celebrate. Now, it's still a player that Juventus is seeing as not the first one of the list, but an opportunity. There are some opportunities, and then there is the wish list. An opportunity that is there. Ciao Giuseppe. Because Luis Enrique is not counting on him, he's not counting on Skriniar, he's not counting for them on short term, medium term, long term. He's never talking about them. They don't believe in him, they don't want him. And Paris Saint-Germain, they even open for them to leave in January. But it's still an expensive player. He's there since, I believe, 2 seasons now, and Don Simons just said 90 million euros. So, okay, great, but it's not Paris Saint-Germain, they have money, but it's not charity. Eh? It's not that they just give away a player like that because they don't like him anymore. Swap Paris Saint-Germain, like Saraz is saying in the chat, and a lot of people, attenzione, because Luis Enrique is a coach that is a Barca school. He knows how, if he has a number 9, he has a number 9, but he can play without number 9. So, also there, the swap, Dusan Vlahovic, Paris Saint-Germain, Kolo Muani, I don't know. I'm speaking about Kalimundo. The name of Kalimundo disappeared a bit. No, why? Because Juventus was in the optic of, can we try to check for some players that are able to replace Dusan Vlahovic? And that's why he went a bit away. So, will we have, and that's the question that you have now, still an offensive player? What I heard today was that Milik, if he's able to physically be there on the field, not in the Allianz Stadium, but in La Continassa before the end of the year, Thiago Motta would give him a chance to show himself. Probably 3 weeks. 3 weeks. if it's not working, if or if he's injured again, guys, you cannot do anything about it. If he recuperates, but Thiago Motta, maybe a loan could be planned and then looking for a player. But he needs physically to be there, because can you tell me in the chat how many training sessions did Milik do with Thiago Motta? As easy as that. I will not say individually, I will not say with the team, with Thiago Motta. How many times since the beginning of the season, since Thiago Motta is there? At the moment, Thiago Motta, he cannot even tell you. He cannot even tell you if Milik is great, not great, if he can fit his style of play. He doesn't know him. Probably doesn't even know how what he looks like. And sometimes he sees Milik, in the J Hotel before going to the training room, or he says, "Ciao, you want an autograph, you want a selfie, Maybe, yeah, I'm Milik. No, thank you, Thiago Motta. No, thank you. I already had my breakfast. I had a coffee. We are in Italy. Only with the cappuccino I can have some milk, but thank you. Thank you for the milk." I said, "No, I'm Milik Arkadiusz." Sorry. Okay. Sorry for that one. I had to ban myself for a few seconds, because that was really low. That was really, really not funny. People, you see, when it's not funny, people are not even laughing in the chat. Usually when it's a really good joke, I see the emojis with the smiling, with the crying emojis. This one was really bad. This one was really, really, really bad. Really bad. Really, really bad. I'm sorry for that. Okay. If not, we try to go for a second striker. We try to go without having the priority, because at the moment we saw him. It's Nico Gonzalez. It's Nico Gonzalez that can play as a 10, that can play as a 9, that can play as a 7, that can play as an 11. He can play all of these positions. That was also the intention of Thiago Motta and Cristiano Giuntoli. Put them, Nico Gonzalez, that can do it all. He can play everywhere. And he can play good everywhere. Is it a risk? The injury? It's a risk. Do we want to take it? We take it. Because if it works, we have a Swiss knife. An Argentinian Swiss knife. And yesterday we saw him. Andy Golding is saying, remember what I said in London about Nico Gonzalez. I can see him as vice Vlahovic. You said it, huh? It's true. It's true. And Boris is saying, Timo Werner. I saw the name of... sometimes, guys, Timo Werner, I see Osimhen. I see... What else? Yeah, of course. Alexander Isak, but he's living his dream there in Newcastle. He loves Newcastle. Is he not injured at the moment? I don't know. I saw a name earlier. Højlund. Guys, do you remember how much they paid for them? No, Schick, guys. Schick has been on the mind of Juve for a microsecond. Then the second later he injured himself. Now I think he's back now. But again, Juve said, no. I love Boniface, but I think he even extended with Leverkusen. They have big plans. Also, they just extended Florian Wirtz. They just extended him because they want to, with Xabi Alonso, they want to continue to push They want to stay there at the top. I'm not saying that to win the league every season, but to be a big club, maybe a second strength. What was for some years Dortmund in Germany, they want to take that spot. So they have ambition, and going for Boniface is a tough one. On top of that, it's true that AFCON is always a tough one. Also for Osimhen, exactly the same for Osimhen. You know that when you sign a player, you cannot disallow him because you go for it. You decided, you know it's already there. And you cannot, unfortunately, it's like that because of temperature, because of climate, that these tournaments are organized in the month of January, December, January, February, depends a bit the years. So you know also that you are missing player. Now this year, I don't know if they will organize it because they did it last year, no? Bravo. Hit the like button or we riot. How much do we have now in terms of likes? Let me see, because otherwise it's fun to have Mercato, but then it makes no sense. Let me see. 128 likes. That's it. Mamma mia. That's really not a lot, huh? Really not a lot. Okay, and we spoke about Dusan and the strikers. You know what surprised me a lot? I give you two honor names, the names of Lyon, Cherki and Mikaudatse. Then I tell you what surprised me a lot. Cherki and Mikaudatse are players from Lyon. Pay attention, because some people, they didn't really understood it. They will not be relegated, Lyon. I mean, they have a chance to avoid a relegation if they are able to fix their financial problems before the end of the season. If they are able to do that, they stay in the first league, in Ligue 1. Otherwise, if they are not, they go in second division. So that's already important. That put, of course, pressure on Lyon to make some decision, but he's not obliged to sell them in January. He's not obliged to sell them in the month of June. He's not obliged. If he wants to go in second division, he goes into, of course, he will avoid it. So he will sell in a way or in another. But if he can raise the price in January, and that's the thing, in January he will ask for a lot, because more he's able to ask for a price for one player and selling that player, less player he needs to sell, because don't forget, if you sell all your club because you are with here, the knife here, and you're obliged to sell, that means that next season you will be in extremely big difference to remain there or to continue to be the Lyon. So he needs to be smart. So what he will do in January, he will put high price tags on all the players, because the interest of a lot of clubs will go, boom, we go to Lyon, because Lyon is obliged to sell. But he will go with you want Mikaudatse? I'm just inventing now. 40 million. You want Cherki? 50 million. Oh, that's the price. Then, if he's not able to sell them, he will probably go until the end of the year, where there you will have the sales, depending how much he was able to do or not. That's why in January, sales, mega sales, at Lyon, I don't believe in them. Would be stupid. Would be really stupid for Lyon to go with mega sales in January. Maybe a big one if someone is paying the price. Who is paying prices? Premier League. So if Premier League is smart, they go to Lyon and they take the player they want, they pay him immediately, because he will let them go at a big price. But they have no problem of finances, so let's go. Mikaudatse, on top of being, it was a bench player, but the supporter, because that's what I didn't understand. When we were looking, when people were saying, Beppe is not even playing at Lyon. It's not possible. How is it possible? Why is he not playing? But every time that he entered, he was doing great, and he wasn't even scoring. The supporters were going for him. Looks like the coach, he understood it as well, because Lacazette, for example, is a legend at Lyon, so they were always giving him priority, but now he starts also to play as a starter, together with Cherki. The last game against Paris Saint-Germain, they both started the game, and they do extremely well. So also there, I think forget about them in January. Unfortunately, feeling not a news, That is a feeling. You know what surprised me a lot, guys? That we are here, 296 people, 300 people, 50 minutes. On the thumbnail, you have a name, you have a face. We just said also here, Juve Idea Tonali, Yildiz, and nobody is speaking about it. Nobody is speaking about it in chat. I saw just one person asking for it. I was expecting much more vibes, much more pressing request, happiness, joy from Juventini about Sandro Tonali, about it's a bomba news. If you're looking again at that one, it's a real big bomba news. Huge one. It's because you don't believe in it. Too good to be true, never ever. Because it makes no sense from Abdulatif. I don't believe in it, Neven. Beppe, what's the news with Dusan? You need to go back in the beginning. I cannot repeat endlessly. Thomas says I would take Tonali. Yes, for Tonali, but not at all cost. Not for Yildiz. No. The excitement maybe because Yildiz is... no excitement maybe because Yildiz is the mix in the deal. I'm reading your comments, guys. I would love to see Tonali at Juve Stavros. It will not happen, LJJ. Selling Yildiz would be malpractice. How old is he? I don't know how old he is now. 26? I believe. Good evening, Ostap. I have all the answers that you need. Because there are some truth in the news. That's what you were not expecting. There are some truth in the news. No. There are some truth in the news. But I will tell you that in a second. Give me 1 minute. I go to the bathroom. I go and take a Mandarin because I told you I slept. I was like... so I need a bit of Mandarin, a bit of fruit to be stronger, and I'm back here with all the news about Sandro Tonali. For the people that are watching replay, put a maximum of like, you can already skip, because then I will be fast here. Pop, pop, pop. I will pop, 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 pop. So I'm back in 2 minutes. Give me the 2 minutes. No, it's bomba. Bravo, Calogero. Bravo, Calogero. There is some real news. Let me check one thing. Yeah. Ula, I need an update here. And no, because I had this one. Wait. I didn't change it. We need a new one. That's something we need. A new waiting list. He's gone. Kjaer is gone, guys. That's last season. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I leave you with the big page of Kjaer, because we will speak about that one. I come back. Give me 2 minutes. I'm back. Thank you for waiting, guys. I'm back. I see already immediately support to the channel and a question from Ninip Baranto. If we sign Tonali, how would we play? Thuram on the bench, and that's already a first big question. What is true, what is not true about Juve idea Tonali? I give you a backstage story. Cristiano Giuntoli is a big fan, a big lover of the Scudetto winning Milan. Kalulu, Tomori, who was playing in that Scudetto winning Milan? Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali. Sandro Tonali. That's an important one that I'm telling you. That's a really important one that I'm telling you. For what reason? Thank you for the donation, Ninib. Because the players that played in that team, that were performing really well, he has them in his list. And he liked them. No, Giroud basta. Giroud basta. No, Giroud basta. Tonali is a Milanista. Yeah. It's not a Juventino. Cambiaso is not a Juventino. I know there is that fairy tale that he's a Juventino because he was with a shirt of Juve when he was a kid in front of the players, but you know, it was a Juve Genoa, and he was representing the Genoa kids, because it's always the youth academy, the kids from the really youth academy that are there from the clubs where they are playing at home. And that day he was asked to put that Juve shirt on, but it's not a Juventino. Did you know that? Did you know that? Or you were believing that Cambiaso was a Juventino? Did you know that or not? Are you back? Are you awake? Are you sleeping? Guys, I'll stop speaking about Giroud. Bravo. Aldo knew. Now it's another story. Now he's a big Juventino. Now he loves Juve a lot. But no, bravo. He's supporting Genoa. Chiellini was supporting Milan. That doesn't mean that he didn't become a Juventino. Now he's one of the biggest Juventini on earth. Chiellini, but Chiellini was a Milanese. But that's not the point. The point is that Cristiano Giuntoli has that weakness, that soft spot for some players that were playing there. Not all of them. But some players that he was like, okay. And of course, we are a few years later, so some players he scratched from that list, but Tonali stood there. What is the truth? The truth is that Tonali is on the market. That Tonali, there are big chances for him to leave Newcastle. If not in January, in June. His agent is called Beppe Rizzo. Giuseppe Rizzo. Beppe Rizzo, which means Giuseppe Rice. Beppe Rizzo is an expert, is someone with experience, is one that knows his job really well. It's also a really respectful one. It's not one that goes to create chaos, you know. The one that without any problems is trying already to identify some clubs that can go for a player or not, so that he has a contract extension, so that he raises the price. He wants his player to earn more money, etc., etc. You have these agents that without anything, they are putting storm in a really calm sky. Beppe Rizzo is not like that. So when he's moving, and he is moving at the moment, is because he has or the request of the player, or, and even more, if there is also an agreement with the club Newcastle in that case. So Newcastle, they are open to let him go. 55 million euro is the request price of Newcastle. So there is already a price tag on Tonali, 55 million euro. there is the will of Tonali to leave Newcastle. That will next year also not participate to Champions League. They had a lot of ambition. They still have a lot of ambition, but unfortunately for them, it's not only money. You have money and boom, you buy everything and it's done. You have some financial rules to respect in UK. You know it. We saw it with Aston Villa, for example. We saw it with other clubs. Manchester City can possibly be in trouble. So, did they speak with Juve? Yeah. Is there an interest from Giuntoli? I already told you. Yes. Newcastle reached out to Juve for 2 players. I told you that, I believe, 2 days ago. I don't know if you remember. Do you do you remember the 2 names that I told you? Maybe it was yesterday after the game or it was 2 days ago. I don't remember. But I told you that Newcastle, they asked for 2 players. Who were they? Oh, it's not Fagioli. It's not Yildiz. Bravo. McKennie and Douglas Luiz. These are the players they ask for. Not in a swap for Tonali. It's really totally separated. They just ask for information. At the moment, Thiago Motta has no intention to let Weston McKennie go, except if you have a dream player. But I don't know. At the moment, I don't know if Tonali is a dream player of Thiago Motta. I know he is for Giuntoli. I know he is for a lot of Juve fans because he's an Italian player, because he's a strong player, because we saw him also doing crazy things with La Nazionale, because we all remember what he did in Italy with Milan. But it's a player that I'm not sure what Thiago Motta is thinking about him. Weston McKennie will not leave. Douglas Luiz, Juve, they don't want to flop that one because it was a big investment. It is a big investment, and at the moment, unfortunately, we didn't see, by the way, update on Douglas Luiz. He is even at risk of missing the Monza game. We are not sure yet that he will be there, which would be annoying because you remember what I told you? The game of Cagliari in Coppa Italia was not because of a new injury. At least that's what they were telling us. But it was to be cautious with him because he has a program of coming back. If he starts missing also Monza and maybe, we don't know, let's say also Fiorentina, then it means that what we saw on the field, because we saw it with our eyes, him after the goal of Dusan Vlahovic, that 2-2, him going with touching his left foot, then there is really a problem. A problem like where after he's been played a few minutes and boom, out. Muscular injury will miss minimum 20 days. Minimum 20 days, if not 1 month. It's a problem, Juventus, they believe in his qualities. Juventus saw his qualities in training session. Juventus, they don't want to let him go. So 80% Douglas Luiz stays at Juve, except of a big, huge turn. It's true, the rumors that he was not 100% adapted and fitting in the environment, in the locker room of Juve in the beginning. But it's a player that do not want to give up. He doesn't want to give up. He doesn't want to say, ciao, ciao. No, he wants to prove as well. He wants to win the trust of everyone. He wants to show that he was not a flop signing. So there is a lot of trust in him. So I don't believe in a swap. Tonali, Douglas Luiz, otherwise it would have been written also on Tuttosport, on Corriere dello Sport, sorry, of Ivan Zazzaroni. They are saying Juventus could possibly sacrifice Fagioli and Yildiz to go for Tonali. Okay, I asked for it, I called about that to have information. I tell you, I will not give you a lot of suspense. Yildiz is not on the transfer market list. It's not. Juventus, they thought about it. What is the price today to let him go? Kenan Yildiz. In a world where everything has a price tag, everything is for sale. If the right price is paid, and Juventus, they found an answer. The answer of Juve is, for Yildiz, there is no price tag. No. there is no price tag in January for Kenan Yildiz. I would pay attention with Kenan Yildiz is our son. Today is our son. Tomorrow, Kjaer was our son. At the moment today, there is no price tag for Kenan Yildiz. Kenan Yildiz is not on the market. Kenan Yildiz do not leave Juventus. They're extremely happy about Kenan. Thiago Motta is already saying, I'm not looking at the role, or he's already an extremely strong player and he can become a phenomenon. He's already today, I'm not looking at age, experience, already today, extremely important for a team, extremely strong player, I believe in him, and he can potentially become even a phenomenon. When they're saying he can potentially become a phenomenon, means that they really believe in him today, but also for the future. They know that today on transfer market, he can potentially has a value. What would be the realistic value of Yildiz today? Realistic, which Juventus will not accept, let's be honest. But what is the realistic value of Kenan Yildiz today? You know that I don't know what, for example, no, it's not 250 million realistic, I said. People say 60, 70, 45, oh, basta. On transfer market, it's 45, which according to me is not realistic. It's way too low. It's way too low. I would say realistic for Kenan today, if I would say, I would put him at least a 70 million. At least. Realistic, I'm not even exaggerating, and that doesn't mean that Juventus will accept that. They will not accept that. But I will go with at least 70 million. For what reason? Because potential player, young player, is only 19. It's a player that is already wearing the 10 at Juve. It's a player that already scored fantastic goal in Champions League against PSV, so he already has that visit card. Was boosted by Paul Scholes on Instagram, international appeal. It's a star in Turkey. You bring a fan base there. He's the youngest player ever to receive that Adidas contract. He was 10 when he already signed a contract with Adidas. Big sponsor. So you bring sponsor in, you bring a fan base in, you bring a kind guy. A guy that is actually making sure that you love him. He's not a bad guy, he's not a bad person, it's really a kind guy. A guy that is playing on the left, that can play as a second striker, a guy that plays as a number 10, so he has different positions also on that field. He's a player, if you're looking at his control, so he's a player that has everything to succeed. So today I would go with a 70 million euro today, but potentially he can go easily towards these 100 million euro. And Juventus, they are aware of that. Aware, 100% aware of all the things that I told you. Today is out of market. There is no way that Kenan Yildiz is leaving. So forget about the news of Corriere dello Sport that I have talked with a lot of people asking, is it true, is it not true, what about the name of Yildiz? No, but there is another name, Fagioli. Fagioli, guys, I confirm again today, even if you know it already since a few days here on the channel. I always told you, pay attention, because Fagioli is a player that is on the market. And what we saw yesterday, or actually sometimes you need to pay attention also on the things that you don't see, not only on the things that you see. Sometimes the things that you don't see are louder than what you see. You understand? Le silence est plus fort que le bruit. Silence is stronger than noise. Sometimes. Yesterday, 0 minutes for Fagioli. On a 3-0, I believe that yesterday we made 4 changes, right? Can you correct me? The first one, Koopmeiners goes out, Gatti goes in, with the change of position of Locatelli. The second change, Nico Gonzalez for Kenan Yildiz, if I'm not wrong. Let me check just to be sure, because I don't want to say stupid things, guys. Yeah. And then after the 3-0, we have Weah and Aziz are entering. Potentially, you could have put a third player. Was it not the case to put Thuram out, to let Thuram rest, for example? Fagioli in. He didn't enter. Guys, he didn't enter. He didn't enter. He was there on the bench. He didn't enter. Danilo, I understand. Nicolo Fagioli could have entered. Easy. He didn't enter, Nicolo Fagioli. And that's what I'm telling you. Silence sometimes is stronger. I see here a request for a poll. Okay, let's try to formulate it because, and then of course, Ninip, I will answer you the question. I will answer you the question about Tonali because I didn't answer that one. I made a big U-turn, but I didn't answer and I didn't forget. So. Okay, 4 votes. 4 solutions, sorry. 1 poll, 4 solutions. Fagioli leaving in January. 1. Best solution, even for 25 million euro. 2. No, keep him at least until June. 3. Yes, but only for 30 million, not less. And then 4 is no. Goes nowhere. You can vote. I tell you the information that I have. He is on the market. And before you start, because I saw yesterday on social media, there are some people, they understand zero. I don't know why they speak about football. But anyway, the kid mentally is really in a tough moment. The kid mentally is a really tough moment. You see it on his face, unfortunately. It's really sad, but you see it on his face. He has difficulties, and from the rumors that I heard, it's not even only Juve that is pushing for him to leave, but also it comes, and maybe even more, it comes from his side, where it says, I need to change environment. I need to start again. I tried, and it worked. And I'm healing from my problems, but changing environment, starting from scratch somewhere far away would be nice. And the agents of Fagioli are looking around. Now, Juventus, they have put a price tag of 25 million euro on the player, but they would even be okay to accept 20 million. Fagioli could have possibly even stayed, but if we are looking how things are going, when he enters, except of Leipzig game, fantastic. Except of the second half against 10-man Lazio, we didn't see Fagioli walking. You see that he's not concentrated. You see. So, Fagioli is really on the market. Agent is looking, especially in Premier League. I didn't hear about Newcastle, honestly. I didn't hear about the teams that are interested in him concretely from Premier League, but there are 2-3 clubs from Premier League interested. There are clubs from Ligue 1, like, for example, Paris Saint-Germain. Sorry. Not Paris Saint-Germain. Marseille in Ligue 1. So there are some clubs. Leipzig. Did I tell you Leipzig? I didn't tell you Leipzig. Oh, shit. I spoiled it, actually. I wanted to do a game with you. Now, it didn't come out on the papers yet, but I'm sure that it will come out in a few days that Leipzig has interest in Fagioli. Hey, by the way, Leipzig, guys, we just said it. Maybe it's the game that he played, the fantastic game that he played, that actually made sure that Leipzig has some interest in him. Could be, and because they saw him really closely in their stadium. It's a city, Leipzig, honestly. It's quite new. No, forget about Sesko, Pavel now. No. It's Fagioli, Leipzig, without anything in return at the moment. Maybe you can start having discussion for in the future. Sesko, when you have this relationship, it's always nice. But no, it's not swapping. It's you sell a player. But it's true. It's a city that is not known for their football. It's the Red Bull Group. They don't have a historical fans. So, yeah, I agree with Yash when he's saying Fagioli is like the new Keane. He needs a new environment. Even if Keane was for other reasons, Fagioli is probably for a much more serious reason, but I agree. So, let me check how much sad faces we have in the chat in the poll. You see? 42% of the people says is the best solution, even for 25 million euro. 37% are saying yes, but only for plus 30. No, keep him at least until June 14, and no, 7%. I will close the poll now because we have over 100 votes, which means that you understand the situation as well. I'm sure that if I would ask that like 3 months ago, maybe even 6 weeks ago, the result would have been totally different. And Juventus, they know that whatever money that you bring in for Fagioli is pure plusvalenza. Hans Nicolucci, repeat also, thank you Katana, is already gone. It's not relegation, no relegation from Venezia. From the moment that he plays 1 minute from the moment that Venezia is doing 1 point in the return games of Serie A, so from game 20 on, from the moment that they are doing 1 point, there is an obligation to buy for Hans Nicolucci Caviglia. So he's gone. So no Nicolucci back. But I repeat for all of you, there is not a single player that will come back from loan to stay at Juve in first team for the next 6 months. So no to Rovella that is technically on loan, even if it's an obligation to buy after 2 years, but technically is on loan. But no to Rovella that doesn't like Juve, like Sasha is telling you in the chat. No to Rugani, no to Facundo Gonzalez, no to Kostic, no. So these players will not come back to Juve. So forget about it, move on, we move on. Beppe, who did you believe more in? Rovella, Fagioli, Nicolucci, Miretti? Good question. Who I believed the most in was Miretti, I think, from these ones. Yeah. I saw the potential of Nicolucci, but he has had so many injury and that slowed down so much his career that at a certain moment I said, okay, will be a good player like he's showing at Venezia, but it's a player that he will never reach anymore, like what he could have become. Fagioli, guys, Fagioli, if we are totally honest, he arrived quite late, after youth, after some loans, after the bench, a lot with Juve, and he did 6 months at top level. In a Juve that was not even competing for the Scudetto. That's what we saw from Fagioli. The technique is there, but hey, mentally, guys, we saw what happened. So it's a player that also I have put my doubts on it. Miretti was the one that I maybe believed the most in because it's also the player that I followed the most with the youth academy that I really saw, that I followed, that I'm sure about these qualities. But Miretti, for a reason or another, is not what I was hoping for. So these players are... Ravella is a player that is probably the strongest of these four. Probably nearly without doubt the strongest of these four. But if you don't like Juve, then for me you count 0, even minus than 0. So ciao to him. Fagioli we spoke about. Yildiz I told you. The question of Ninip was, Beppe, where would he play? It's a huge big question, because if you take Tonali, it's because you want the player to play. It's not that you take Tonali for a bench. But I think that we are exaggerating sometimes, not you and Ninip in general, with this beautiful starting 11. Starting 11 already with Allegri, but it's football today. It's not Allegri, it's not Thiago Motta. Doesn't exist anymore. For clear reasons of calendar and obliged rotation, but also because you see it, how many injuries there are in football today. So it's impossible to think about a starting 11. It's having, ideally, which we, for example, do not have at the moment, but ideally having 23, 24 interchangeable team players that can play in the position, and the most informed at that moment is playing. Who deserves the most? A bit the philosophy of Thiago Motta, what he would love to, what he's looking at. If on top of it you can have a bit differences between the players, with one that is running faster, one that is more physical, one that is jumping higher, but in the same roles, it could be even the ideal. Okay, I hate to say it, but give me one team that you think about and you say 22 players, not even counting the goalkeeper. That team can change them easily, whatever. There is one team that comes in mind to me that already has that, and not since this year. They have it since a few seasons. Right, guys? Bravo Calogero. We all know it. Name anything, we all know it. It's a reality. It's a reality. Inter, they have it. For what reason? Because they went for a 3-5-2, and it's really funny, because it's the 3-5-2 that Gasperini wanted to play back then. And they said, no, we don't like a 3-5-2, and they kicked him away to actually going for a coach some years later, of course, Antonio Conte, that 3-5-2. 3-5-2, they started, and then every transfer market, they went for players that were fitting that 3-5-2 and the idea of the coach, that it was Antonio Conte or later Simone Inzaghi. They went for players in that role, and that's, I believe, the biggest mistake that Paratici did. It's not even the Ronaldo mistake. It's not even the Ronaldo mistake. The mistake that I blame the most to Fabio Paratici is that at a certain moment he was buying players because they were good, because they had potential, because they could have been sold later for much more money. But he was not thinking about how to put them on the field. And then you finish with like 3-4 players with exactly the same characteristics in the team, like Dybala, Chiesa, that back then was playing on the right, Kulusevski. You have only players that were playing in that part. Do you remember? And then lacking to fill in boxes where we really needed some players. Ciao Zahi. You see? So that is, according to me, unacceptable, because you put also the coach in difficulty. And then when you hear some people say, but look at that coach, he had Pirlo, Sarri, Allegri. Oh, look at how many players they had. They signed this player. Yeah, but play them together. Can you play them together? And then what about the roles that he didn't have? Because do you remember that for years we were with only Alexandro and De Sciglio that could play on the left side of the field? How long did we cry about having a left back? Anyway, they went with one way of playing, 3-5-2, and we buy. Why am I saying that? Because that's the ideal thing. So Tonali in a starting 11, where can he fit? I think that he can fit in different roles in that 4-2-3-1, 4-1-4-1, 3-4-2-1, whatever, because you know that Thiago Motta is changing a lot. But then, of course, it's true that Locatelli of this season is fundamental for Thiago Motta. And more he plays, more he is fundamental for Thiago Motta. As a defender, as a midfielder, he is fundamental. Then I tell you, Douglas Luiz, Thuram, Koopmeiners was the starting midfield that I had in mind. With 3, with 2 and 1, with 1 and 2. How you want to put them, but these were the 3. That was a beautiful starting, let's not say starting, the strongest midfield that was the most complementary, but the one that is actually the most performing at the moment, continuity and increase, is Locatelli. Is Locatelli. I know that there are some players like that. Whatever they do, they will be hated or they will have to do 3 times to convince a bit. And even when they are doing a 10-on-10 performance, people will still doubt. Yeah, but wait, continuity, not only today. While you have other players that are playing one big game, what you get? We love you. We ultra defend you. There are players like that. Can you tell me some players that are, whatever they do, they are ultra protected and ultra loved. Whatever they do, they can play bad for 6 months. Then it's because of the coach, because of the system, because of the wet field, because of the positive, whatever. There are some players like that. Vlahovic is, if I need to choose a category, Vlahovic will be there. But pay attention, because Vlahovic has another group of whatever he good is doing, he will be blamed as well. So Vlahovic is a tricky one, because I think that Vlahovic can be put in 2 categories. That's, attenzione. No, Vlahovic is 2 categories, I think. I understand what you're saying, because it's true. There are some people, whatever he's doing, they defend him. But then you also have the big hate. Look, I agree with that one. Fagioli, whatever he's doing, is loved, which is good. I wish that everyone was like that for our players. But Fagioli is 100% clear. And another one that falls in that category is him. It's true. Allegri is in the same category as Vlahovic. By the way, this year it was funny when someone told me Vlahovic is the new Allegri, which was right. Do you agree with that sentence? Vlahovic is the new Allegri, because Allegri was hated, loved. There was always, every single day, if you spoke about Juve, Max Allegri was the topic. Max Allegri in, Max Allegri out. He was doing that well, he was doing that bad, he was hated. He was really Dusan Vlahovic is the new Allegri in that way. He's dividing, we love, we hate, we need to speak every single day about him, or it's the contract, or it's the goal that he scored, and if he scores, it's a goal that he missed. It's disaster. Who else? Another player like that. It's him. I agree. 1000%. Look, if you tell me today, give me 3 names of players that falls in the category whatever they do, good, bad, they are always 95%, because you always have these 5% of people are thinking otherwise. But 95% of the people, Dybala, Chiesa, Fagioli, these are 3 players, whatever they do, they are. It's true, huh? And by the way, big one here on Corriere, because today Corriere, they entertain us. Did you see? Galatasaray. But today, Tuttosport, they also went with another title. Huh? Wait, let me check. Because I had it somewhere. Wait. I will read that later, if I don't forget, because it's already late. I had something today that I wanted to show you. Bravo. Oh. Dai. Did you see it? Dybala leaving Roma. Is Juventus thinking again about it? A lot of supporters are dreaming about him. What would you do? Would you take him back? Of course, speaking about Paulo Dybala. That's the question. So the question of Tuttosport, I want to ask it to you. Then we go towards Dybala. Beautiful title, by the way. Galatasaray. But first the question here. Never return with your ex-Acrepi. No way. No for Katana. No, never for Daniel White. Not at this point, Mr. Adrian. No for Spiros. He made me a Juve fan, so yes. Sasha. The heart is speaking, like I was speaking about Paul Pogba, even if it's not Paul that made me a Juve fan, but the heart is not always a beautiful counselor. No. Sahi, yes, I have a soft spot for him. No. Why? We have Yildiz and Adzic for Gideon. Okay, he will not come back to Juve. That's already something that I will tell you. And I would absolutely not take him back. He's in that category of whatever he does. No, is it a qualitative player? Absolutely, yes. Nobody can put in doubt the qualities of Paulo. But it's over. It's over since long. Not only about his physique. Guys, if he comes to Juve Creator Lab, they make the second documentary, Fragile 2. We already have Fragile Uno, that we made a documentary for Fagioli. We make a second one, Fragile 2 for Paulo Dybala. The title is already ready, the thumbnail can already be done, and we already have our second documentary. No, ragazzi, basta. At a certain moment, no. Bravo, Cheyenne. Cheyenne is saying I'm a Dybala lover, but no. Look, no. So I tell you, no. But do you remember in the summer, and some Dybala fans, they insulted me for that. I said Dybala, he wanted to leave already. He wanted already to go to Saudi Arabia because he had a big offer and so on. Do you remember all that cinema in front of the doors of the Roma training center, Trigoria, where people are laughing with Fragile 2. It's true. Do you remember he was in the car and then he was leaving the Roma supporter, Dybala. Then they told us the narrative that he went to the hotel, he was thinking about, said, what am I doing? I have so much love of the Roma support. I'm doing it for the passion, for the heart, for the people of Roma. I always told you, no, it's because Roma, they didn't accept the offer from Saudi Arabia. Punto. Because everything was prepared. The visa was prepared for Dybala. Everything was done. It's just that Roma said, oh no, because they wanted to pay him like a 3 million euro, the fee for Roma. That's it. Because Saudi Arabia, they never pay a lot of money for a player. He was in the hotel there. Oh, the people of Roma, I love you. Guys, I told, and Dybala fans, they were insulting me. But you are a hater of Dybala, and why are you speaking? Look at what he did. A player like that with loyalty. No. Hey, loyalty. He already had all the money in the world. And now you see Galatasaray. he wants to leave. He wants to leave. He always used Roma as a trampoline. He wanted to go to Inter. Huh? Was done with Inter. Then at the end, because of financial problem, they went for Lukaku. Because Lukaku, Conte, Lukaku. They went for Lukaku and Simone Inzaghi, Lukaku. You know the story. They prefer to go for Lukaku. They didn't go for Dybala. At the end, the intention was to have both of them. Then they didn't do it. They went for Lukaku only, and it was without team. He was waiting for the million, for the big appeal, and at the end he went to Roma with a contract with an exit clause that is so low, but you know that clause has never been activated by any team in the world. It means a lot, guys. It means so much. So no, he will not come back. Galatasaray would be a beautiful one for him, I think. That would be beautiful for him. Matthew, grande Matthew, thank you for the donation. Beppe, I've followed you long enough to know you are team first, which means for every player there is a price, including Yildiz. Berardi in. Okay. I didn't get it, but actually it's written right. Huh? It's me. My brain didn't put things there. I follow you enough to understand that you are team first. Okay. I get it. Mamma mia, my brain. Am I the only one that had to reread it 3 times to really understand it? Which is actually clear. Huh? The message is clear, but I had what do you mean? You are team first. So the meaning of Matthew is first the team and then the players. Which means for every player there is a price. No, but it's true. Huh? It's true. The team first, but pay attention. So I am first the team, the club, the institution, then the player. Which means every player, they come, they leave, arrivederci, bye, grazie for what you did, and best of luck. Because players goes and arrives and goes, but the team stays. So it's really clear, the message. I had some problem. Now, that being said, yes, of course, Kenan Yildiz has a price, but you also need to pay attention. When you have a player with potential that is feeling well, you know what I said, and I always said it, to make a wedding work, you need 2 parts. And sometimes you have some that are sticking there and the other one is already gone with their mental. It makes no sense. When it's not working anymore. It's better to split roles. Sometimes you can anticipate it already and you split roles. Sometimes it's perfect. So why going to break something that is working? Because it is working 100%. It is working 100%. I would not go and break it today. Then, of course, guys, if someone comes today with 200 million euro for Kenan Yildiz, Juventus will think about it. And, of course, pay attention, because that's something that we are not taking into consideration. But the contract of Kenan is 1.5 million euro, a new contract. If tomorrow you have, I don't know, give me a team, Manchester City. They come, they say, oh, we want Yildiz, and we give him 8 million euros salary. Kenan, he loves Juve, really, sincerely, but you don't think that he will think about it twice? I'm not speaking about MLS, or I'm speaking about a team that is competing for Champions League, that is competing for titles, a big team that has a lot of visibility, a team that is immediately giving, boom, 8 million euro, and 200 for Juve. And then, yes, it's true. Then everything has a price. No, we don't go for a poll, but I have something maybe. I told you, huh? You didn't believe me. The thumbnail was already ready, huh? For Fragile 2. Fragile 2. Was already ready, huh? They even showed different proposals, huh? They even showed different proposal. Oh, you're laughing in the chat. Fragile 2. You're laughing. Oh, I told you. It's already ready. They are ready. In the Juventus Creator Lab, they can't wait to make the documentary. Fragile 2. Fragile 2. The new documentary. Would you watch it? Yeah, of course you will watch it. It's beautiful, huh? Attenzione, you see? Okay, we spoke about Tonali. We spoke about Yildiz, we spoke about Fagioli, we spoke about Dybala, we spoke about Vlahovic. Oh, Thiago Motta, I already told you the answer, no? The answer of Thiago Motta to Al-Khelaifi with that call. Yeah, I told you what he said, Thiago Motta. I already told you. So that's already something that we do not have to speak about. Bangola is lately. Thank you again, Matthew, for a beautiful donation. Thank you for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Bangola, he was a bit on the papers. Then the agent spoke, and the agent said, "Basta, stop speaking about him because you're disturbing him. Let him grow. He's doing well. He loves here." Blah, 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 blah. And they are not speaking about him anymore. Looks like the message was clear from the agent, and that the journalists, they are starting to respect it. Then, so at the moment, no. It could have been, attenzione, it could have been one of the keys for Hancko. Juventus was thinking about it. But Bangola played well yesterday as well. I think that he will be sold not in January, but I think that if the offer comes in the month of June, July, it could be sold. Yeah. He was good. But awesome. Was it awesome? I think it played really well. Awesome is a big word. It's a big word. Okay, we spoke about Bangola as well. You want to know the update about Zirkzee, and then we close? Zirkzee, you want to know? There are some news about Zirkzee. I see the message of Matthew. Thank you for the donation, buddy. I was about to close. Did you dream about anything during your 4-hour nap? Yeah. Yeah. It's a dream, huh? It's a dream. But I dreamt that I was having a fantastic trip in Saudi Arabia during the Supercoppa. That's what I was dreaming, guys. I was dreaming that I was there in Saudi Arabia with the beautiful clothes that were representing the culture, and I was there. Dream or reality? I promise you. I would love to go. I have no tickets, guys. I have no tickets. I would love to go. That's an experience, and that's a real experience. Saudi Arabia, Supercoppa, Milan, Juve, and then maybe the final, celebrating, lifting the cup in the air. Mamma mia. I don't have the tickets for Bruges, Andy, yet as we speak. Nemanja saying OneFootball. Please send Beppe to Saudi Arabia. Pecci, tell us about Zirkzee before ending. I would love, imagine, you beat Milan, then you go against Inter or Atalanta. If you can beat, would even be beautiful, to beat Inter with a crazy game, bam. Trophy, Supercoppa. You come back from Saudi Arabia with mamma mia, with a lot of boost. I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. But champagne is not necessary, guys. It's not necessary. The cup is important. But you know what to do, for OneFootball. You go to the live of yesterday, the pre-game live, I think, and you go and you click on the link in the description. You download the app. As easy as that. More we have downloads with my links that are in the videos. Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow will be another one. More OneFootball is saying, oh, attenzione, because something is happening there. The first cup of Thiago Motta in Saudi Arabia. There are some news about Zirkzee, but because I received a beautiful donation from Matthew, and that went with a priority for Zirkzee, news come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. Put it in your calendar. Mercato is crazy. Mercato never sleeps. And we finish. Ciao ragazzi. Ciao Roberto. Ciao Nemanja. Ciao Elie. Ciao Taha. Ciao Daniel White. Ciao Felice Pep. Ciao a tutti. Forza.